So many people are asking themselves probably, who is this guy that the Athletics just signed? Why is he important, and what makes the Athletics really smart for doing this? Shintaro Fujinami, for those that do not know, is a person that comes from the Japanese league. He played for the Hanshin Tigers and had a starting role for a very long time. He was pretty much a guy that has a rivalry with Shohei Ohtani just because they were in the same draft class. But there's a lot more to talk about when it comes to him and his career. So with that being said, if you guys are enjoying this type of video, please leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, let's get into it. The A's actually signed someone and, kind of got him on a little bit of a flyer. Now I say flyer because he has a lot of potential, and that potential is in his splitter. The splitter has a really high whiff percentage, and on top of that, they go into ground balls like 66% of the time. His splitter percentage has a 34% whiff rate. Batters only managed to hit 9% hard hit balls versus his pitches when he pitched last year. The reason he is not seen as such a wonderful guy, kind of like Kodai Senga, is Senga is a known starter. That dude has a lot of success in Japan, but I'm not going to let that put down someone like Fujinami because he is really good. He is 28 years old. He's very young. This does make for a good pick for the Athletics just because he has a really good fastball. It's usually in the mid 90s, and his splitter is his big thing. He's not going to crack the A's rotation unless something crazy happens. I think he was a starter at one point for the Hanshin Tigers, but then he kind of switched to a bullpen position. Fujinami is pretty much a modest free agent. For you guys don't know what I mean by rival when I say he might rival Shohei Ohtani, is because Fujinami was in the same draft class as Shohei, and he did really well stepping from high school ball into the Tigers rotation. He was a 19-year-old rookie pitching at a 2.75 ERA in 137.5 innings as a starter. For several years, he delivered standout results, pitching to a sub 3.0 ERA through his first 4 seasons as a professional and making the Central League All-Star team in each of those first 4 campaigns. That is insane for a starting pitcher that came straight out of high school. Imagine you being 19 years old and pitching to a sub 3.0 ERA in like the big leagues, man. That's insane. I think it's really interesting that no one really maybe not thought of picking him up, but the A's definitely got a flyer on this guy. This guy has a lot of potential to do really well. This is someone I would pick for the A's or look back on a year later and see how good this contract is, because this might be an underrated, free agent that they picked up. Also, a big reason why you probably have not heard of this guy before is because he did have a really bad couple of seasons from 2017 to 21. His stock started to drop extremely low to a point where it was kind of confusing how he had an amazing first 4 seasons and then kind of just dropped off. But in 2022, he really turned that around. Now, like I said, he mostly is going to be a bullpen piece for the A's, but I'd be surprised if they, that they didn't have the pitching depth, and say if someone got injured in their starting rotation, maybe he would fill in for a day. And if he does really well, who knows? He'll go from there. Now, in the 2022 season, he did have some kind of renaissance. He made about 10 starts and 6 relief pitches with the Tigers' top team. He pitched at a 3.38 ERA in 66 2/3 innings. He fanned 23.6% of his opponent. Now, while doing that, he had a 7.6% career low walk rate, which is really hard to do. It's his first time having a walk rate under 10% since 2016. This guy, mind you, is 28. He's really young. He's coming into a league at a really good age. I mean, the A's really got someone that kind of turned into something really good for the team. He is 6'6". He is gonna have a heater up in the 90s. He can reach triple digits, and his slider has been a plus pitch for him in his past. Now, his splitter is what really makes him really good, but the potential is there, man, and it's really interesting to see. Yes, he has had a struggling last couple of years, maybe 2 or 3, but his first 4 years show that he has the potential to do really well, and I think the A's could take advantage of, him becoming a good pitcher in general and just teaching him the ways, because the Athletic A's somehow get random people and turn them into superstars sometimes. I mean, you guys have a really good draft class. Yet again, maybe your trading is not so good, but when you guys do end up drafting players and maybe doing some certain signings, you guys do have really good results. Like, look at Sean Murphy and stuff like that. Sean Murphy, you just flip for a couple of pieces, for your next season. I think it's really interesting to see how well he goes into the A's pitching staff, because you guys still have Cole Irvine, you still have Paul Blackburn. You guys just got JP Sears with a trade with the Yankees, like literally last year. You have Kyle Muller now. You have Ken Walichuk, which was really good at a certain point in the minor league systems, and Adrian Martinez. So you have some guys there that, have the potential to do really well. I think the A's, will they be a really good team next year? I don't know. I don't think that's a fair debate to have. I think it'd be really interesting, though, to see from the pitching side, because somehow you guys always end up with really good pitchers. For example, like you had Frankie Montas, who just flipped to the Yankees, and that JP Sears trade. It's going to be really interesting to see how the A's take advantage of someone like Shintaro Fujinami in the coming season. And, you know, he's on a 1-year contract, man, so if he doesn't work out, who knows, he'll pop out of thin air like that. But if he does do really well, I'm sure he'll end up getting flipped at the deadline to some contender, because, man, a flamethrower like that and a splitter that nasty, I'm sure someone's going to want him at the deadline, especially contenders, if he has proved himself in the league. And also, he could be a starter, so that's just a plus to add to that. Now, like I said, there is a contract fee. Pretty much the A's have to literally spend $650K out of their pocket for Fujinami's former team, but that's pretty much it. I mean, a $3.25 million guaranteed deal for 1 year is not bad, especially if you go to the A's, because I think if you want to become a star in the league, you got to go to the A's to ascend. Like, if you could prove yourself in an athletics organization, they'll flip you at the deadline like that. That's just how they are as a team. So with that being said, yeah, let me know what you guys think about Fujinami in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching this far. Please do like and subscribe if you like to be kept up to date with more MLB content. Thank you guys. Have a good one. Bye.